Technology is rapidly becoming more involved in our everyday lives, yet we never really bother to question each machine's morality, intention, or even religion. Here's a useless review for Binary Domain. During this 7-hour third-person cover-based shooter with minor squad-based elements but wouldn't call it a squad-based shooter, you'll be shooting robots. Why? Well, it's your job as the Rust crew to investigate a specific robot company that's violating a clause in the New Geneva Convention that prevents companies from making robots that look identical to humans. It's weird that I remembered about that, since I'd say the story is easily outshined by the cheesiness of each character. Maybe not a Resident Evil amount of cheese, but enough to make me think to myself, I approve.
He's waiting for us to fatten his wallet. Of course, that money has to come from somewhere.
What do I look like, an accountant? Just put it on Charlie's tab.
Dan will be the cheeseball you'll be controlling, though you'll generally get to pick the 2 squad mates you'll be vandalizing with. You can give them basic commands which you'll either do or they'll ignore depending on the trust levels you have with them, but you really have to go out of your way to get them to not trust you. You can also upgrade your team member's weapon as well as give them minor stat boosts, which you'll be able to get through these terminals, which is nice since you can get some free shit sometimes. Keep in mind, when I do say weapon, I do mean that each member, including you, can only upgrade one preset gun for each member, though the player can purchase or even pick up secondary weapons. There's also a limited number of stat upgrades you can equip at a time, but I don't want to talk about that anymore. I haven't even talked about the gameplay yet, which is fun. Though it plays like most cover-based shooters, there's something about the robots, corny dialogue, and over-the-topness all around that makes this whole thing work weirdly well. There's something kinda special about blowing off a robot's arm and then having a teammate say some dumb shit like, "Gotta hand it to you." Oh yeah, by the way, you can shoot off robot limbs, but it might not kill them since they do take a lot of damage, but they are robots, so makes sense.
Whoa, where did that come from?
Even if you do manage to take a robot out, it may not actually be dead, which makes double tapping more useful than any of the zombie games I've played, but still not 100% necessary. The game likes to switch things up on you slightly by throwing in some chase scenes, like a lot of games do, but this one at least times them pretty well. Boss battles also play out like a lot of games, where you'll be figuring out their pattern and eventually doing one of the very few quick time events, but they do look great. Well, as good as it can look when the frame rate is taking a pretty big hit, but it only drops for the major set pieces that, well, better off showing you. During a set piece or boss battle, one of your stereotypical team members may suggest something mid-battle, and it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Somehow, this game is both badass and self-aware of how retarded it is. But, well, I don't know if I'd go with self-aware, but you get the idea. One part Bruce Willis and one part shitty American Idol audition, if you will. The gameplay itself isn't anything special at all, but it's everything around the gameplay that kinda makes Binary Domain special. Now get the hell off my channel!
Go!
Point is, stay on the seawall for a while. Right now outside the wall, it's crawling with security.
Oh, now he tells us! Thanks for nothing, Major! So much for our covert op! Take them out!